y'all, come on in here. We're gonna make some cabbage and hot water cornbread. Come on in the kitchen. I'm only using half cabbage because it's just us and we're not gonna eat that much. Well, if you watch this morning video, I showed you all how to make breakfast on a bun. I had gone away for the weekend, and when I returned, you get my little carrots here, babe. Get my stuff. My husband had bought some bacon. So right over here in this pan this morning, I fried some bacon, and I kept my bacon drippings. And I'm going to put my garlic, onion, bell pepper, all the stuff that I froze. Just going to make it taste real good. Put some of that in there, and then we're just going to saute this cabbage just a little bit. Come on right over here, babe, please, Mr. Cameraman. Once before, you may recall, I cooked cabbage and I had it in a real big pot and I boiled it. Well, we're going to do this one different. We're just going to steam it. I have wet down my clothes. We're just going to cut this. You know this is going to be really good because I'm making just a little bit. We're going to saute this. I want to get it going first. And then we're going to start on that hot water cornbread, okay? Alrighty. Half a head. If you got a bigger family, just use the whole head. See, the last time when I cooked that whole head of cabbage, I was expecting more people. And we didn't have that many who came, so I gave the rest to my cousin Edmund. And of course, he didn't mind at all. Now, let's take this cabbage. Turn up my water over here. I got my water boiling for my hot water cornbread. And I got my fire over here. Let me get that a little bit higher. Okay, I'm just gonna put this cabbage in here. Just like this. If you didn't fry any bacon, then you can put a little piece of meat in there, some ham, some turkey, some smoked turkey. But cabbage cooks quickly, so you don't need much in there, okay? Turn that up. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Cameraman. I put my seasonings right here. I got some black pepper. You know the usual. I got little Tony Chacheray. I've got some garlic salt. And I've got some sugar. Just a little pinch of sugar. Put a lid on here, and guess what? Guess what, babe? I'm done. We're going to let that cabbage cook over there. That's it. I am done. Now, my hot water's boiling. Let's come over here and make this hot water cornbread. Oh, I have some carrot. Babe, don't let me forget to put these in there when they're almost done, okay?
Try.
Alrighty. Let's come on over here and let's get started on this hot water cornbread. This is a recipe that I have finally perfected. I would make hot water cornbread, and sometimes it would turn out right, sometimes it wouldn't. And then when it turned out right, I couldn't remember what I did. So I started remembering what I did. And if it didn't turn out right, then I would just forget. Now, the old-fashioned way to make hot water cornbread is just cornmeal and hot water. Simple as that. But let me show you what I do. This is one time I do measure. Folks from the country don't measure. And I'll tell you why they don't measure. Because it was a crime to teach a slave to read or write. And so, my grandmother, take my grandmother for example, her parents were slaves. So they didn't know a half a cup, a whole cup, a teaspoon. They didn't know any of that. You had to remember how to make something. Now, the one time I will measure is now, because I never can remember how much is in one box of Jiffy corn mix. It's 1 cup and a half, okay? So this is what you do. You use 2 to 1, 2 parts Jiffy, 1 part flour, and 1 part cornmeal. 2 parts Jiffy, 1 part flour, 1 part cornmeal. So if we have a cup and a half, then that would be what? 3/4 of a cup? No. Yeah, 3/4. Okay. So since we have a cup and a half of Jiffy, we're going to use 3/4 cup of flour. Let me get my measuring cups. just so you can see it's gonna come to a cup and a half. We're gonna measure this time 2/3 cup, 1/2 cup. All right, there's no 3/4 cup on here, so let me get a 1/4 cup. All right, come on around this way. Let me get doing it the wrong way. Okay, I'll put this back together later. Since I'm doing 3/4 cup flour, okay, it's got 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Now let me do 3/4 cup, because you want to use twice as much Jiffy as you do flour. Twice as much Jiffy, oh Lord, this is sugar, as you do cornmeal. Oh, here's my cornmeal. Hope I have enough. Alrighty. Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay. 1. And remember what Cousin Mama Ruth said. She said that the white cornmeal has a little more flour. So let's use less. Okay, this should come up to 3/4 a cup. Okay, 1.5. We got a little bit more than 1.5. But I'm gonna put, okay. So I used, did you understand that, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, so twice as much Jiffy as you do flour and cornmeal. If you were to use a cup of Jiffy, you would use 1/2 cup of flour and 1/2 cup of your cornmeal. Now we're just gonna mix it together, just like this. Mix it really well. Let's see if I have a Ziploc bag so I can really mix it good. Oh, we're outside. Okay, that's okay. We're going to, oh yeah, cabbage over there cooking. Okay, if you have a Ziploc bag, put it in your Ziploc bag so everything can get mixed well. I won't use that. That's okay, babe. Thank you anyway. I'm gonna do like my mama would have done. She would have put it in here, stirred it up a little bit, and then she would put it back in here, and then she would put it back in here. See? Look like it's stirred up to y'all? I think it looks like it's good and stirred up. Now, how much do you use? This is going to be my batter. I'm not using all of this. Whenever, I'm going to put this in a Ziploc bag. And whenever I'm ready to make hot water cornbread, what I'm going to do is use equal amounts of cornmeal and water. Equal amounts of cornmeal and water. I shouldn't have put that in there. Okay. So let's say I'm using, let's say I'm cooking, hold on a minute. Okay. Equal amounts. So if I'm going to use, doesn't matter how much, cup, 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup, 4 cup. If I'm using this much of my mixture, I'm going to use the same amount of water. Water's over here boiling. Get this up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to use, as my daddy would say, the same as much. I'm going to use the same as much water. Then we're just going to take it and mix it. You can add an egg if you like. I make mine with an egg. My daughter makes hers without an egg. See how it is? Thicken it up like that. Okay, it's ready. That's it. Now, with your flour, the fire can be kind of tricky. Let me come over here, Mr. Cameraman. What's my time?
Almost 10 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes. Okay, let me knock this out. We only have 15 minutes. Okay. I had this up a little bit too high. Some of my liquid cooked out, but I just want to saute it. I don't want to boil it like I did last time. I just want to, ooh, wait, this looks good. I just want to do a quick, smell good, babe. Honey, this is country style. Country style with that. And what I'm going to do is let the residual heat finish cooking this because I don't want to overcook my cabbage. So I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Get those carrots worked in there. Turn that off. And now let's make this hot water cornbread before my time is up. I'm not light. Okay. That should be hot enough over there. Okay. Now in the country, what you do, when you try to pat this, it's going to be cold. I mean, it's going to stick to your hands. So you want to rinse your hands in cold water, just like this. And then pat it, and it won't stick. See? Not going to stick at all. You can pat it out like that if you want. Let me see if that's ready. Just drop it in there, just like that. I put some more cold water on my hands. Look. Do it like that. Then I'm just going to drop it in there. Let me see if, I'm not going to rinse my hands. Let's see if it sticks. Although my hands are still kind of wet. But look, you just pat it out however you want it. Just like that. Make it kind of round. Drop it in there. I'm at 11 minutes.
Almost 12.
Almost 12? Okay. Ooh. Drop it. Kind of hot. Woo. Maybe that's why they tell you put cold water on your hands. Woo. Okay. I should be able to get about 2 more out of here. Let's see. Let's get another one. Okay. Drop that in there. Don't be afraid to drop it in there. If for some reason you think you're going to burn yourself, if your hands are wet, then water will. See, it's sticking to my hands. See? See how it's doing? Okay. If you're afraid you're going to burn yourself, then this is what you do. Take it. Come over here, put it on a spoon, and then just drop it in here. Just drop it. Okay? Okay. And let those cook. I think I'm going to put a little bit more fire on here. See how simple that was? Okay, let me know when I'm at 14 minutes. Okay? Clean as we go. Now all this over here is my extra hot water cornbread mix. I'm going to put this in a bag. And whenever I'm ready to cook hot water cornbread, I just add my mix. It's already prepared. And however much mix I add, that's how much water I add. If I want to cook all this, actually, I would just add water to it. And you know what? You can always add an egg to it. I may cook, maybe later, we're going to come back and I'm going to cook another batch. And I will add, look at that. I will add an egg to it. See? See how simple that is? Look at there. My cabbage is over here, ready. How much time, babe?
Almost 14.
Almost 14. Look. I'm sauteing this cabbage. I'm probably going to go ahead.
14 now.
14 now. I'm probably going to go ahead and fry a little chicken to go with this. But you've seen me do that before. And I'm going to turn this down. Okay. Let me flip this. These went in last. So you can look at the sides and tell they need to cook a little bit longer. But you just want to cook them until they are a golden brown. And then we're going to drain them. To drain them, just going to put them right on here. Okay, that's my strainer. Put them right there. Alrighty. See the other side? Just need to cook a little bit more. That, not quite brown enough, okay? Alright, I'll post a picture, you all. I'm going to clean the kitchen. See y'all later. Thank you for coming to the kitchen with YoBo. See y'all. Bye-bye.